Yo, what is up guys? Welcome back to another video. This might be the last video of our World Baseball Classic series, but it's going to be ending on a good one. Today we're going to be ranking the World Baseball Classic hats. Before we start, I'll give you guys the tiers. At the top we're going to have the best, and then below that we're going to have I'd wear that, and then mid in the middle, and then I would not wear that below that, and then just awful, god awful at the bottom. Alright, so I got a picture of all 20 hats here on my phone, and let's get started. So first off, we have Chinese Taipei. I actually really like this hat. I like the solid blue, and then their logo is very solid. I did like it. I ranked the World Baseball Classic logos in another video, so if you haven't watched that, go check that out. But I do like the logo, and I think the red and white makes a great contrast for the blue hat, and I like the little baseball inside the C. And then you have like the Olympic logo on the side, and this is like a whole mess, but basically Chinese Taipei is actually Taiwan, but in sporting events they're referred to as Chinese Taipei because China doesn't recognize Taiwan as a country, and it's a whole political thing, so that is where the Olympic logo comes from. And I'd say I'd wear that hat. It's definitely really cool, and I like the color. And next up we have Japan. This is a more simple hat. You got a dark blue with the red J. I think the J is a kind of a basic logo for Japan, but I do like the gold around the trims, and I think the gold makes a nice contrast. And then I do really like the Japanese flag on the side. I think that's one thing that was missing from their jersey, like the red circle. I really like their flag, but I think I'd wear this hat too. Okay, now we have U.S. I think it's a little biased, but of course I'd wear a United States hat. I wouldn't feel weird wearing that. I do really like their logo, and the red, white, and blue. You can't go wrong with that. And then you got the American flag on the side. Honestly, this is one of the better ones, but I think I'll put in I'd wear that. It's definitely not the best yet. Puerto Rico, really solid hat here. I like the lighter blue than any of the other hats. And then the PR is a little basic of a logo, but I do like the red and white outlining, and I think it makes a nice contrast for the blue hat. And then Puerto Rico has a really cool flag, maybe because it looks a little bit like the US flag, but I really like the Puerto Rican flag. And so far, I think this is the best. We'll put it at the top. And then we have Netherlands. I do really like the Netherlands hat and like logo theme and their colors. You got this nice big crown on the middle of the hat. Dark blue, so I think the orange makes a nice contrast for the dark blue hat. And then you got the Netherlands flag on the side. Yeah, I think I'd wear this one as well. So far the hats are pretty solid, a lot better than the jerseys in my opinion. Then we have Korea up next. I really do like the light blue hats. It's like a royal blue. Although this Korean logo is kind of an L, not gonna lie, it's just really weird looking K. And I do like the Korean flag on the side, but it's also really small. I think the average person wouldn't really know this is Korea if they just saw this hat, except if you know the flag on the side. But I think we'll put this one in mid. It's not my favorite. I'm not a huge fan. And then we have Mexico. The red and green is always a great contrast, and then the white M in the middle. Wasn't a huge fan of the Mexico logo here. It could definitely be way better, but I do really like the Mexican flag on the side, and I think the red and green is just a great color contrast, and it just looks cool. So I think I'd put this one in I'd wear that as well. And then we have Venezuela. This is like a maroon color. It's definitely more unique than any of the other hats. Just like their jerseys, they're really unique, and I think this hat is as well. I do like the yellow around the V, but the V is kind of weird looking, and it's also like oddly small. I wish it took up more space. Venezuela flag on the side. I like the yellow and blue contrast, but not a huge fan of this one. I think we'll put it in mid. And now we have Cuba, and this might be the most basic one so far. Really do not like the Cuban logo, but besides that, I think the red brim of the hat is really cool with the blue top of it. I wish the C was a little better, but I do like the Cuban flag on the side. And honestly, I'd say this one's really good if it didn't have such a boring C. Like, I don't think anyone's gonna know that means Cuba. So I'll put this one in mid, but it could have been better with a better logo. I really did like the Australian logo, and I like the fact that it's like a dark green. None of the other hats are like that. It's really unique, and I like the stars coming off. The yellow and green makes a nice contrast. Reminds me of the Oakland Athletics, another A team. And then you have the cool Australian flag on the side, like the blue flag makes a nice contrast. This one honestly is really good. I'd wear that one. Then we have Colombia, another boring C logo. I do like the blue theme for the hat, and the red makes a nice contrast, but it's kind of basic. And maybe if they did like a red brim or reverse, do a red top of the hat and then blue brim, that might be a little interesting. And then you have the Colombian flag on the side. But honestly, I don't think I'd wear this one. Definitely not. Now we have the Dominican Republic. This is a pretty solid hat. I like the red brim again. I think the hats that have different brims than the tops are really interesting. The DNR, it's definitely unique, but I like how they're kind of on top of each other. And then you got the Dominican Republic flag on the side. Surprisingly, they didn't seem to do that well in the tournament, but at least they have cool designs and colors. I think we'll put this one in. I'd wear that. All right, now moving on to Italy. I am Italian, so I wanted this hat to be really great, but it's kind of become a meme on the channel now. The Italian logo is so bad. It's just a boring I. Might as well be an L. Like, it's so bad. All blue hat and then just a boring white eye in the middle. Like, it looks like someone just like went into Photoshop and just literally typed I and then put it on a hat. It was like, we're done. The Italian flag on the side is cool, but it's definitely the worst hat so far. The flag wasn't enough to redeem it. Like, they could have done a green, red, and white hat. That would have been really interesting. Or do like a blue top and a red brim or green brim. Like, literally anything would have been better than this. China has a great hat and logo. This honestly I think is the best so far. I really like the Chinese dragon, how the dragon head comes off the sea, and I like the yellow contrast with the red. The Chinese flag on the side looks a little weird since it is a red flag, but obviously they're not going to change their flag for the hat. I think this one's the best so far. I think I'm going to get plus 10,000 social credits for liking the Chinese flag. Bing chilling.
早上好，中国！现在我有冰淇淋，我很喜欢冰淇淋。
And then we have Canada. This one's a really solid one as well. You got the red hat with the Canadian maple leaf, and I really did like their logo with the baseball coming out of the maple leaf. And then you got the Canadian flag on the side. Maybe if they had a little more white accents, like on the like where the seams are on the hat, make it a little more interesting. The fact that it's all red is a little weird, but I still like the logo and the hat. I think I'd wear this one as well. Then we have Israel. They got the Star of David on it, but it's all blue. It makes a nice contrast, the white and blue. They got the Israeli flag on the side, but nothing about this like really stands out to me. It's kind of boring. I think we'll put it in mid. And moving on to our last row, we have Panama. This one's really nice, actually. So this is what I think some of the other hats should have done. They have a white front and then a blue back and then a red brim. So it really matches their theme and their colors as a country. And it's definitely like the most colorful and unique out of all of them. You do just have a boring P in the middle, like it could have been more interesting. But I like the Panamanian flag on the side. And I just really like how there's 3 colors on the hat. So I think we'll put this one in the best. I really like this one as well. And then we have Czech Republic. Team basically full of plumbers, teachers. It was really cool. I watched a video. All the baseball players for Czech Republic are like, they work other jobs because obviously this isn't their profession. There's one who's a history teacher. So it's really cool to see them in the World Baseball Classic. And I actually really like their hat. It's a solid blue and then a C-R. And then I'm not sure what the circle is below the R. I'm sure there's like an explanation. Maybe it's a baseball. But I think this one is simple, but I really like the colors. And then you got the Czech Republic flag on the side. I think I put this one in. I'd wear that. And then Great Britain, their jerseys were just an absolute meme. Everyone was roasting them. And their hats, honestly, not that much better. I think they could have gone for like a different color brim. Instead of just all blue, and then just GB in the most basic font possible. They went into Word and just picked the first font that showed up. Honestly, this one's one of the worst. I think we'll put it next to Italy at the bottom. It's just not creative and it's really boring. And then finally, we have Nicaragua, and here's another really boring one. Just a basic letter N. It's like not even a bubble letter, it's like a block letter. Really simple, all blue, and then the Nicaraguan flag kind of blends in with the rest of the hat, so you really can't even see it that well. Unfortunately, this one's definitely disappointing. I think we'll put this one in the worst, next to Great Britain and Italy. So that is a wrap on yet another baseball video. The World Baseball Classic is in full swing. Let me know if you guys are enjoying it. I've been able to watch a little bit, and I've been keeping up with it, and it's been fun. It's really cool to see the World Baseball Classic spread baseball to other parts of the world. It's cool to see baseball be growing, and that's really awesome. I hope you guys enjoyed this series of me ranking the World Baseball Classic hats, jerseys, logos. And if you do enjoy the baseball content, make sure to subscribe because we got a lot more baseball content coming this spring and summer. If you enjoyed, Make sure to drop a like down below, and we'll see you next time. Peace.